How was practice?
Pretty good. Pretty smooth.
What's up, Joe?
Smooth with who?
Joe.
Who's that? Yeah.
Are you going into the game preparing for both Jake and Joe to throw to you, or are you getting ready for that?
Pretty much both, whoever.
Does it make the week any more challenging when there is a little bit of mystery surrounding who will be throwing passes Sunday?
No, we still got to attack it the same way. And just do us. At the end of the day, we can't really worry about that situation.
Does it change the way that you prepare throughout the course of the week?
No.
How did Flacco look today?
Regular. Looked pretty same. He didn't look. I didn't even know he was injured for real.
What was it like when you saw him coming back out of the tunnel on Sunday? Did you think that there'd be a shot he'd come back, but to like see him come back in that moment?
If I'm being honest, I didn't even see Flacco run on the field. I just was in a huddle and I heard a play being called and I looked up. It was Flacco, so I didn't know what was going on.
Zach talked yesterday about how much Flacco wants to play, given that he's only been here for a little bit. What's it like to see a guy who's been here for like a month and really wants to play through an injury like that?
He still wants it. You know what I'm saying? He loves this game. Obviously, you could tell by the way he plays and just the performance he gives off, the energy he gives off. But he still attacks us the same way at practice throughout the week.
You said he looked fine in practice. You didn't see anything different about the way the ball was coming out or anything like that?
No.
How does it feel to be here at home in your own bed for such a long stretch after playing so many road games?
Over the course of the first several weeks of the season, now you've been at home the last couple of weeks, then you get the bye week. How does that feel for you?
It's good that we get a chance to play in front of the crowd, in front of the home field. Give us a better advantage just with the crowd and just getting points on the board.
After a difficult loss on Sunday, obviously you're a captain now this year. There's a lot of young guys who I'm sure were not thrilled with the way the game went. How do you now, in a captain's role, sort of calm them down, get ready for the next week?
I wouldn't really say I would calming them down or anything. Defense did their own thing with the meeting, had their stuff going on, and offense does too. So I'm really just controlling the things that I can control and the stuff that I can just give advice to the younger guys and just pushing them to be better and just getting the prep going for the week.
After a game like that, Jamar, you obviously were upset. You're professional. You're competitive. What have the last couple of days been like as you try to process it and just move on?
After the game, that was my last day thinking about the game, if I'm being honest. Once the next day happened, I got to transition with all my focus going into this next game.
How hard was that for you to talk to us after the game? How hard for that?
It wasn't hard for me to talk to y'all. It's just hard for me to give y'all the full answer. That's the hard part for me.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to talk.
That makes it hard to talk, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You think if you weren't a captain, you think you would have talked?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, probably.
He gives the full answer now?
Maybe. It depends.
Al Golden said that with the players meeting, the defensive players meeting, that he doesn't know what was discussed, nor should he. Do you take the same approach, or were you asking those guys what they were talking about?
I would take the same approach. I talked to Geno Stone about it a little bit. Me and him had our words about it, but I told him at the end of the day, like, they can only control the things they can control, and don't overdo it with each other. At the end of the day, y'all still gotta have each other's backs and be a unit. But that's all I can say to him.
You think something like that can make a difference? A meeting like that?
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
What do you feel like the offense probably needs to do better at the end of games in order to make sure that y'all can see some of these weeds out?
Just probably closing out the game better. I don't know, it's hard to say. We wasn't in those positions like we were a lot this year. We learned from that opportunity. Maybe we could have slowed the possession down when we scored too fast. Who knows?
What's the rapport like with Zach after a game like that?
Say it again?
What's the rapport? What's the dialogue like with Zach after a game like that? Do you guys sit down and go over things? How has that kind of evolved over the years?
Everything still feels the same, pretty much normal. We still talk about the plays that we putting in or will put in, and we go from there. But we don't really talk about stuff like that. I would assume that's a Joe Burrow thing.
I know you
want to win every game and you have to win every game and all of those things. That's your mindset each and every week. Does it feel like your backs are against the wall a bit after what happened Sunday going into
I wouldn't say that, no. I just feel like I would say we fell off a cliff of what we wanted to be at. You know what I'm saying? And now we got to climb back up.
Is that possible?
Yes.
What's it going to take? I mean, now at 3-5, knowing where y'all want to go, what's it going to take to make sure that y'all don't let that slip any further?
You got to close out the game a lot better. Defense got to adjust to the stuff that they talk about. Offense got to close out the game better and just start fast in the game. It sounds like a lot, but it's something that we can do.